Remember when I thought feeding my baby would be as simple as deciding between breast and bottle? Then I walked into my first mommy group meeting and heard terms like baby-led weaning, combo feeding, and responsive feeding flying around like confetti at Carnival. Suddenly, I felt like I needed a PhD just to feed my child properly. So today, I'm walking you through the 4 essential feeding approaches that transformed my mealtime chaos into actual enjoyable family moments without breaking the bank or your sanity. These 4 proven methods are the traditional spoon feeding approach that gives you control while building connection, the baby-led weaning technique that creates confident eaters despite the hurricane aftermath, the combo method that offers the best of both worlds, and the puree-only strategy that might surprise you with its hidden benefits. The first thing you should do is understand why traditional spoon feeding still deserves a seat at your table. Listen, I know baby-led weaning gets all the Instagram glory these days, but when I started with my first baby, spoon feeding saved my sanity. And research from 2024 shows I wasn't alone. Mothers using traditional feeding reported significantly less stress during mealtimes. Here's what made it work. Number 1, I could actually control the pace and amount. When you're running on 2 hours of sleep and your baby needs to eat before the pediatrician appointment in 20 minutes, that spoon becomes your best friend. No waiting for Junior to figure out how to grab that banana slice. Number 2, the eye contact and interaction built our bond in ways I didn't expect. Every "here comes the airplane" wasn't just about getting food in, it was about connection. And scientists found that this face-to-face feeding time actually promotes better communication development. But here's where I messed up initially. I thought traditional feeding meant boring, flavorless mush. Wrong! I started making vibrant purees with real spices, curry powder, cinnamon, even a touch of garlic. My grandmother back in Jamaica would blend callaloo with sweet potato and a hint of cinnamon. Not too much, just enough to wake up those taste buds. Next, you need to embrace the beautiful chaos of baby-led weaning. And yes, I said beautiful because once I stopped fighting the mess, everything changed. Picture this: my second child at 7 months old, gnawing on a perfectly steamed broccoli floret like it was a chicken drumstick. The pride on her face, priceless. The research backs this up too. A 2024 study found that babies who followed baby-led weaning showed higher rates of self-feeding and earlier transition to solid foods. But nobody tells you about the learning curve. For you, not the baby. Step 1, invest in the right gear. And I'm not talking about fancy $50 suction plates that your baby will defeat in 2.5 seconds anyway. Get yourself a cheap shower curtain from the dollar store. Spread it under the high chair. Trust me, sweeping carrots off plastic beats scrubbing them out of carpet any day. Step 2, start with foods that are easy to grip but hard to choke on. Think strips of well-cooked sweet potato, not round grapes. I learned this the hard way when my baby grabbed a too small piece of mango and I aged 5 years in 5 seconds. Now here's the game changer. The mess is actually therapeutic for them. Researchers found that babies who are allowed to explore food with their hands develop better sensory processing and are less likely to be picky eaters later. So, when your baby smears avocado in their hair, they're not trying to give you extra laundry. They're literally learning through their skin. The third strategy is to master the combo approach, because who says you have to pick a team? This is where I landed after trying everything else, and honestly, it's what 2024 research calls the BLISS method. Baby-led. Introduction to solids. You get structure when you need it and independence when you can handle it. Here's how I made it work. Breakfast was usually spoon-fed because mornings are already chaos without adding flying oatmeal to the mix. But lunch? That's when we brought out the finger foods. Baby got strips of chicken, steamed vegetables, maybe some pasta shapes. The beauty is, you're building multiple skills simultaneously. The key is reading your baby's cues. Some days my daughter wanted to be in control, grabbing that loaded spoon from my hand. Other days, especially when teething, she wanted the comfort of being fed. And both were perfectly fine. Financial bonus? Combo feeding actually saved us money. How? Because when baby self-feeds lunch but you spoon-feed breakfast, you're using about 40% less food waste than full baby-led weaning. That's real money back in your pocket. We're talking saving almost $30 a month just on reduced food waste. Your fourth step is knowing when Puree only might be your secret weapon. Now, before you roll your eyes thinking this is outdated, hear me out. There are legitimate times when purees aren't just okay, they're optimal. When my friend's baby was diagnosed with oral motor delays, her speech therapist actually recommended staying with purees longer to build specific mouth muscles. And when my own baby had a terrible stomach bug, purees were the only thing that stayed down while still providing nutrition. The trick is making purees work harder. I started adding hemp seeds for omega-3s, grinding them right in. A tablespoon of nut butter stirred into fruit puree adds protein and healthy fats. Even bone broth as your liquid base instead of water. Suddenly, that simple puree is a nutritional powerhouse. But here's what really opened my eyes. Research comparing babies fed only purees versus other methods found no difference in iron levels when parents were educated about iron-rich foods. The method mattered less than the menu. Now that you understand all four approaches, let me tell you what happened when I tested each one for exactly 30 days. Month 1 with traditional feeding, peaceful meal times, but food prep took forever. Month 2 with baby-led weaning. Laundry bill doubled, but my baby's pincer grasp developed lightning fast. Month 3 with combo method. Found our groove, but had to resist comparing to other babies. Month 4, puree only. Surprisingly efficient, but missed the social aspect of family meals. The total cost difference shocked me. Traditional feeding cost us about $125 monthly in food. Baby-led weaning jumped to $200 because of waste. Combo method settled at $150. But puree only? Just $90 when I batch cooked and froze portions. Here's what I wish someone had told me from the start. The best method is the one that keeps your baby fed and your sanity intact. My neighbor swears by exclusive baby-led weaning. My sister does traditional only. We're all raising healthy, happy kids. I remember one particularly rough evening when nothing was working. My baby rejected everything, I was covered in butternut squash, and I just sat there crying. Then my grandmother called and said something that changed everything. Baby, we didn't have fancy methods. We had love and food. That's all they really need. She was right, whether you're team spoon, team self-feed, or team whatever works today, you're doing amazing. Your baby doesn't need perfect. They need fed, loved, and a parent who keeps showing up. Speaking of showing up, if you want my complete feeding guide with actual meal plans for each method, food safety charts, and my grandmother's legendary baby food recipes that even picky eaters devour, I've put everything in a free resource guide. It includes troubleshooting tips for common feeding challenges and a cost calculator to help you budget for your chosen method. Because feeding your baby shouldn't require a second mortgage or a degree in child development. Just a little knowledge and a lot of grace.